My name is Dylan Ella Rothbein. I'm a musician and filmmaker, and I happen to be Asperger's, dyslexic, trans, and bisexual. I would like to talk to you all today in the wake of our country's anniversary and how great our country is. The American dream has been a culmination of our highest ideals. From Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream" speech to the words of one of our greatest presidents, John F. Kennedy, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. This American dream is given new meaning each time a new generation comes of age. We need to understand that the American dream looks different for every American. For some of our fellow Americans, the American dream includes but not limited to the right to own a gun. Although I am a pacifist, I understand how much guns mean to my fellow Americans, despite the fact that I detest guns. This emphasis on individualism, when we conceptualize our independence, is steeped in Western values, and our values are steeped in our founding documents. America was founded on freedom, but it's really a whole lot more. There's nothing more patriotic than the pursuit of the American dream, which is different for every person. In the disabled community, we call this person-centered planning. Person-centered planning is an embodiment of American values in a way that is palatable to the disabled community because it is different for us. For some of our fellow Americans, the American dream can only be achieved with the support of community-based services. As the great Steve Silverman said, "Great minds don't think alike." For some of our fellow Americans, the only way to achieve the American dream is through intensive care in the form of primary care staff who are so patriotic by supporting us just so we as disabled people can achieve the American dream. So we can be afforded the promise of America and the founding documents that make this country the great country that it is today. This is why the social contract in relation to disability needs to be reimagined so that we all can achieve the American dream. Ensuring the American dream for every American starts with the unborn. This is why it is of critical importance that we make sure every child, whether they're born autistic or with Down syndrome, that they have access to the American dream, which starts with making sure no baby is killed before they see the light of day, so that every American has access to the American dream, no matter how old or how young. Perhaps the greatest promise of America is the right to live authentically, no matter who you are or where you come from. There is no greater pride I have as an American than the right to live as I see myself to be. The promise of America means I can live my truth as a transsexual and as a bisexual woman, because there is nothing more American than being proud of who you are, as long as you give your fellow Americans the right to live their truth, even if it doesn't fit your worldview. This is why there's no greater privilege than living in Western civilization. Because in many ways, because many other places in the world, I would be killed for being who I am. Perhaps the thing I treasure most about being an American is the value of religious freedom upheld by our founding documents. Although unfortunately anti-Semitism continues to be a threat, and it is the American system that affords me the right to live under the values of the Jewish civilization and support Israel. Especially when my ancestors risked everything to escape anti-Semitism in Eastern Europe. Having access to religious freedom in the public sphere is a great freedom of an American, because although there is still anti-Semitism, I can walk out my door wearing a Jewish star around my neck and a yarmulke on my head. It is my honor and pride to represent the Jewish people. The American dream is a confluence of freedom and honor that stems from a tradition of equality and liberty. It is when we lose sight of the words of our founding fathers that we lose sight of the meaning of our nation. This is America, a never-ending celebration of freedom.